Hi, I'm Margarett Klein, your favorite Space Coast Realtor, and today we are talking about one of the easiest ways to make a room feel fresh, clean, and brand new without taking out a second mortgage or crying in the paint aisle. Whether you just bought a new home, are getting ready to sell, or simply cannot look at that mystery beige wall color one more day, painting a room is a DIY project you can absolutely handle. Even if you have never painted before, this guide will walk you through step by step so you can go from, I have no idea what I'm doing, to, look at me, I'm basically a home improvement show. Stay to the end for a fun painting fact you can use to impress your friends, your neighbors, or the dog who has been supervising from the doorway. Step 1. Pick the right paint. Before you grab a brush and start living your best HGTV life, you need the right paint. For most interior walls, a latex or water-based paint is best. It dries faster, has less odor, cleans up with soap and water, and is much easier for beginners. Here are the common paint finishes: flat or matte paint. This has very little shine and hides wall imperfections well. It is great for low-traffic rooms like bedrooms, formal dining rooms, or ceilings. The downside is that it does not clean as easily. Eggshell paint. This is one of the most popular choices for interior walls. It has a soft, low shine and is easier to clean than flat paint. It is a great choice for living rooms, bedrooms, hallways, and family rooms. Satin paint. This has a little more shine and is easier to wipe down. It is good for kitchens, bathrooms, laundry rooms, kids' rooms, and busy areas. Semi-gloss paint. This is shiny and durable. Use it for trim, doors, baseboards, and cabinets, not usually full walls unless you really want your room to sparkle like it is hosting a disco. Best beginner choice. For walls, use eggshell or satin. For trim and doors, use semi-gloss. Step 2. Gather your supplies. You do not need every gadget in the paint aisle. You just need the right basics. You will need painter's tape, drop cloths or plastic sheeting, paint tray, paint roller frame, roller covers, angled paintbrush, small putty knife, spackle or joint compound, sanding sponge or sandpaper, damp rag primer if needed, interior wall paint, stir stick paint, can opener ladder or step stool, paper towels or rags. For brushes, get a 2-inch angled sash brush. This is your best friend for cutting in around ceilings, corners, trim, windows, and doors. For rollers, use a 3/8-inch nap roller for smooth or lightly textured walls. If your walls are very textured, you may need a 1/2-inch nap roller so the paint can get into all those little bumps and grooves. Step 3. Prepare the room. This is the step most people want to skip. Do not skip it. Prep work is what separates a beautiful paint job from, well, at least we tried. Start by moving furniture out of the room if possible. If you cannot move it out, push it to the center of the room and cover it with a drop cloth. Remove pictures, nails, outlet covers, switch plates, curtains, and anything else attached to the walls. Put screws and covers in a small bag so they do not disappear into the same mysterious universe as missing socks. Lay drop cloths over the floor. Canvas drop cloths are great because they do not slide around as much as plastic. Plastic works too, but be careful because it can get slippery. Step 4. Clean the walls. Paint sticks best to clean walls. Dust, grease, fingerprints, and mystery smudges can keep paint from going on smoothly. Use a damp rag to wipe down the walls. In kitchens or bathrooms, you may need a little mild soap and water to remove grease or residue. Make sure the walls are completely dry before moving on. Step 5. Fix wall imperfections. If your wall has nail holes, dents, small cracks, or little dings, fix them before painting. Paint does not hide everything. Sometimes it actually highlights imperfections like a spotlight at a talent show. For small nail holes and dents, use a putty knife to apply a small amount of spackle. Press it into the hole. Smooth it flat with the wall. Let it dry according to the product directions. Sand it smooth with a sanding sponge. Wipe away dust with a damp rag. For larger dents or deeper imperfections, you may need joint compound instead of lightweight spackle. Apply it in thin layers.
Let each layer dry, sand smooth, and repeat if needed. For cracks, use a putty knife to slightly widen the crack if needed so the compound can fill it. Apply joint compound. Smooth it out. Let it dry. Sand it smooth. Wipe away dust. For peeling paint, scrape off any loose paint. Sand the edges smooth. Prime the repaired area before painting. This step may feel boring, but future, you will be grateful. Smooth walls make the final paint job look so much better. Step 6. Tape like you mean it. Painter's tape helps create clean lines around trim, windows, doors, and baseboards. Use quality painter's tape and press it down firmly along the edge you want to protect. Where to tape? Along baseboards, around door frames, around window trim, around built-ins, along any edge where you do not want paint. Here's the trick. After placing the tape, run your finger or a putty knife gently along the edge to seal it. This helps prevent paint from bleeding underneath. Do not stretch the tape as you apply it. Lay it down smoothly in shorter sections. Corners are easier if you use smaller pieces instead of trying to make one giant piece of tape perform gymnastics. If you are painting near the ceiling and do not have a steady hand, you can tape the ceiling edge too. However, many painters prefer to cut in carefully with a brush instead. Step 7. Know when to use. Primer helps paint stick better and gives you a smoother, more even finish. You should use primer if you are painting over a dark color with a lighter color. The wall has stains. You repair a spots. The wall has never been painted. The surface is glossy. You are making a major color change. There are watermarks or smoke stains. If the wall is already painted, clean, in good shape, and you are using a similar color, you may not need primer. Many paints say paint over primer, and that can be good for simple color changes. But if you have stains, scratches, or strong color changes, a separate primer is usually worth it.
Step 8. Stir the paint. Do not just open the can and start painting. Paint settles while sitting, so give it a good stir. Use a paint stir stick and mix from the bottom up until the color and texture are even. If you bought multiple cans of the same color, consider mixing them together in a larger bucket. This is called boxing the paint and helps avoid slight color differences between cans, because nothing says oops like one wall being soft gray and the next wall being surprise gray's cousin. Step 9. Start with cutting in. Cutting in means painting the edges and corners with a brush before using the roller. Use your angled brush for corners along the ceiling line, around baseboards, around windows, around doors, around outlets and switches. Dip only about 1/3 of the brush bristles into the paint. Tap off the excess on the side of the can or cup. Do not dunk the whole brush like it is taking a bubble bath. Hold the brush like a pencil and use smooth, steady strokes. Paint a strip about 2 to 3 inches wide around the edges. This gives you more room to get close without bumping into trim or the ceiling. A good order is ceiling line first, corners next, around windows and doors, baseboards last, work in sections, so the brushed paint is still slightly wet when you roll your
patchy finish. This is a great time to admire your work, drink some water, and pretend you are not already thinking about repainting the next room. Step 12. Apply the second coat. The second coat makes the color richer, more even, and more professional looking. Repeat the same process. Cut in with the brush, roll the large wall areas, keep a wet edge, use even pressure, finish with light vertical strokes. The second coat is where the magic happens. Suddenly the room starts looking less under construction and more, wow, who painted this? A professional, a genius, a person with good snacks. Step 13. Remove the painter's tape. Remove painter's tape before the paint fully hardens. A good time is when the paint is dry to the touch but not completely cured. Pull the tape slowly at a 45-degree angle. If paint starts lifting, use a utility knife to lightly score along the edge before pulling more tape. Go slowly. This is not the moment to rip tables like you're opening a birthday present. Step 14. Touch up carefully.
Once the paint is dry, look around the room in good lighting. Check for thin spots, missed areas, paint drips, roller marks, uneven edges, tiny spots where the wall is still showing through. Use a small brush for touch-ups around edges and a roller for larger areas. Try to use the same tool you used originally so the texture matches. Step 15. Clean up. Clean latex paint from brushes and rollers with warm water and mild soap. Remove drop cloths carefully so dust or paint flakes do not land on your freshly painted floor. Put outlet covers and switch plates back on once the paint is dry. Label your leftover paint can with the room name and date. For example, living room wall color, June 2026. Your future self will thank you when it is time to touch up a wall instead of playing Guess That Shade. A few beginner painting tips. Do not overload the brush or roller. Too much paint causes drips. Do not paint straight from the can. Pour paint into a tray or smaller cup. Do not skip sanding patched areas. Raised patches will show. Do not paint over dust. Clean walls matter. Do not panic during the first coat. The first coat often looks scary. The second coat brings it together. Do not choose paint color only from a tiny sample card. Test a sample on the wall and look at it during different times of day. Best paint colors for selling a home. If you are painting because you are getting ready to sell, choose colors that appeal to the most buyers. Soft neutrals usually work best. Great options include soft warm white light grayish, soft gray creamy beige, pale taupe, light coastal blue gray. You want buyers to walk in and think, I can see myself living here, not wow, this purple wall has a lot of confidence. And speaking of finding a home you can truly make your own, that is where I come in. Whether you are dreaming of a house with a big living room to paint, a kitchen that makes you want to cook, or a backyard big enough for dogs, kids, grandkids, and maybe a garden gnome with attitude, I would love to help you find the perfect Space Coast home. Final thoughts. Painting an interior room is one of the best beginner-friendly DIY projects. With the right tools, a little patience, and proper prep work, you can completely change the feel of a room in a weekend. Remember the order: prep the room, clean the walls, repair imperfections, tape edges, prime if needed, cut in with a brush, roll the walls, let it dry, add a second coat, remove tape, touch up. Enjoy your beautiful new space. You do not need to be a professional painter to get professional-looking results. You just need a plan, a little patience, and maybe a playlist that makes you feel like you are starring in your own home makeover show. Painting fun fact. Here is your promised fun fact. The White House has required hundreds of gallons of paint over the years to keep it looking fresh, and its famous exterior color even inspired the name White House officially in the early 1900s. So the next time you paint one bedroom and feel exhausted, just be thankful you are not touching up 132 rooms. Thank you so much for watching and following along. If this helped you, please subscribe for more home tips, DIY ideas, real estate information, and maybe even a doxy video or two, because homes are better with a little personality and a few paw prints.
Margarett Klein, eXp Realty, your favorite Space Coast Realtor phone, 321-480-7662. Website, margarettsellsdreamhomes.com. YouTube, Dream Homes Space Coast, Florida.